Are you losing sleep worrying if your baby's safe in a crib? Here are some tips to make sure your baby's safe and sound every single night. First thing you need to do is make sure your baby has their crib or their own bassinet if you want to do that in the same room as you. And make sure that where they're sleeping is a firm, flat surface. The most important thing is we want to reduce the risk of SIDS. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. We don't really know what causes it. Most of the time, it's an unknown, terrifying condition that ends up in a death of the baby. We do know, however, there are some things you can do to make that crib really safe and minimize the risk of SIDS. First of all, you want to make sure you always lay your baby flat on the back. Many people say, oh, the baby sleeps so much better when they're face down. This is true. However, the risk of SIDS is higher when they're face down. Other things I hear from moms is I'm worried when they spit up or they throw up that they're just going to suffocate and then they're going to die that way. It doesn't really happen. I'm not saying it's never happened. I just haven't had a case personally, and I haven't heard of a case either. Another thing is, you want to make sure your baby's crib is empty. Your baby can suffocate in many different situations. There have been babies who have rolled over directly onto the bumper, directly onto the blanket, directly onto the plushie that's in the bed with them. Those are tragic and preventable easily. So no blankets, no pillows, no plushies, nothing, no bumpers around the edges. Nothing that could possibly obstruct their airway for them to breathe. What's another big thing that reduces the risk of SIDS? Room sharing. Now, be careful, I didn't say bed sharing, because that has its own inherent risk. There's a very tragic story. I've actually had two babies, in my lifetime as a doctor, that unfortunately had the horrible situation to receive the news from the mother that she rolled over onto the baby. And another one was the baby rolled over on the bed and suffocated in the middle of the night. So I'm very much opposed to bed sharing. But room sharing, I did that. I made sure that bassinet, it's a bassinet playpen situation combo, that was right next to my bed. Well, not right next to, there are some that actually attach to the bed. It's like 2 feet away from me. And so I made sure that whatever was going on, if the baby needed changing, crying, hungry, whatever it was, I was there for my baby and felt more secure. Factually, it actually decreases the risk of SIDS for the first 6 to 12 months. So you have to see what works well for you, and if you're living alone, if you're living with your partner, with your family, room sharing we actually recommend at least for the first 6 months. And again, it can be done, you can end room sharing sooner or you can end it a little bit later. That's the comfort zone between you and your family and the baby too. Safe sleep is possible. You can definitely also use a monitor. If for some reason you decide you're not going to have your baby room sharing, then monitors are helpful too. And nowadays they have video monitors, not just audio monitors. So it takes away a lot of the guessing. You can actually do the peek on one. As a side note, I've had quite a mom that says they actually get no sleep with a video audio monitor as opposed to the baby with room sharing. So I usually don't recommend that, but again, the choice is yours. I hope you found this helpful. Please make a comment below and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, I have some free guides that I created, especially for you. One is called Mindful Mom 101, so you can be a more calm, confident mother. Another is Fever Tips 101. And I have several others as well, and more on the way. You can find them by clicking on the comment below, or you can go to my website, drsilvakids.com, and you can click on the shop, you'll find free guides, you'll find trainings, more on the way. Until the next time, be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.